Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby, even you don't know by now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby, it'll never do somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm a-traveling on, but don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, the light I never knowed. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, I'm on the dark side of the road. But I wish there was something you would do or say to try and make me change my mind and stay. But we never did too much talking anyway. But don't think twice, it's alright.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Nottinghamshire Registration Service, but far more importantly, on behalf of Samuel and Jade, a very warm welcome to the Pumping House on this very special occasion. We are here to witness the joining in matrimony of Samuel Christopher Asbury and Jade Fung Ellins. Marriage is a confirmation of the love, respect and friendship they have for each other. The vows they will exchange will unite them as husband and wife, with words that are a pledge of their love and a promise of lifelong dedication.
Together, you are the bubbles in one another's champagne, the morning sun through a window, the breaking of a smile. Together, you are that one donut in the bag with more jam than all of the others. That photo where everyone looks great, and even mum's got her eyes open. The know all the words, sing your heart out chorus of your favourite song. Together, you are bubbles, the unburstable bubbles of the very best things in life, the only things that any of us ever really need.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Catherine. Beautiful.
上言，我欲与君相知，长命无绝衰。山无陵，江水无竭，冬雷阵阵，夏雨雪，山地合，乃敢与君绝。
Sang Yi, I want to be your love forever and ever, without break or decay. When the hills are all flat, the rivers are all dry. When it thunders in winter, when it snows in summer. When heaven and earth combine, not till then will I be parted from you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Samuel and Jade have chosen to exchange rings, which is an ancient and traditional way of sealing the marriage vows. The wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising everlasting love, and is the outward sign of the lifelong promises that are being made to each other today. So I'd like to invite Sammy forward. Jade, I give you this ring.
Jade, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of our love and marriage.
As a symbol of our love and marriage.
Samuel, I accept this ring.
Samuel, I accept this ring.
Thanks.
Would you like to come forward with the ring? Samuel, I give you this ring.
Samuel, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of our love and marriage.
As a symbol of our love and marriage.
Jade, I accept this ring.
Jade, I accept this ring.
That's lovely. Samuel and Jade will now make a binding contract of marriage to each other. And these are the final words that are going to firmly bind you in marriage together. And for this part of the ceremony, for those who are able, could I please ask you to stand? I, Samuel Christopher Asbury,
I, Samuel Christopher Asbury,
take you, Jade Fung Ellens,
take you, Jade Fung Ellens,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
I, Jade Fung Ellens,
I, Jade Fung Ellens,
take you, Samuel Christopher Asbury,
take you, Samuel Christopher Asbury,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
Well done, both of you. Samuel and Jade, this is the start of a new and exciting chapter in your lives together. We hope that the feeling of love that you clearly have for one another will deepen and grow stronger throughout the years to come. You've declared your commitment in the presence of your family, friends and witnesses, and you've made solemn and binding promises. You've symbolised your marriage by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings. It therefore gives me great pleasure that I declare you are legally joined together in marriage as husband and wife. Many congratulations. You may kiss your bride.
We're so happy for you. We wish you a lifetime of happiness and love and laughter. We love you so much.
We love you.
Mwah. We love you. Mwah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're here
Lovely
to celebrate
to see
your
you
wonderful
all.
day.
Yeah, have a wonderful day and a happy
rest of your
marriage
life.
ever after.
Congratulations, Sam Jade! You're married!
Sam,
That's
Jade,
amazing!
we love you.
You were together forever, like before us, which is ages!
Yeah.
That's amazing!
So get hitched, get gay, get ready for the time of your life.
Congratulations, Sam and Jade. Thanks for inviting us. Enjoy Bali and look forward to gigging with you in the future, yeah?
Sam and Jade! Congratulations, Sam and Jade, on your wedding day. All the best. Thanks for inviting us. Happy wedding day! Sam and Jade, happy wedding day. Oh my God, you guys look amazing. It's been an awesome day. And you guys are just perfect.
Yeah, happy wedding day, guys. You guys, I cried so much. I'm so happy Jade to welcome you to our family. It's been the most amazing day, everything we all thought it would be. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future and Jade coming on many more fantastic family holidays. And I love you both so much. Love you.
Love you, bye.
Congratulations, Sam and Jade. Thank you for a lovely, lovely day. And we love the Velvet Underground. And we're just waiting for the man. Peace, brother.
Enjoy, guys.
Enjoy your day.
As father of the bride, I'm so glad to welcome you all here today on this joyful occasion to celebrate my beautiful daughter's marriage to Sam. I would firstly like to thank Sam's parents. Nothing has been too much trouble for them. Can we just give them a little clap? I would also like to thank Helen's sister and brother-in-law, Carrie and Eugene, who are sitting at the table over there, for coming all the way from Canada to be with us. Yeah, cool. Auntie Carrie. Yeah, so 37 years ago, Helen and myself were married, and of course that led to our beautiful daughter Jade. Special mention to Jade's gran, who is 101 years old. Yeah, amazing woman. It gets better as well. Who unfortunately is unable to be here today. She's in Toronto. Anyway, she came when Jade was first born in 1991. I'll have to say that. Yeah. Anyway, so in 1991, Gran came all the way from Shanghai, China, to help look after Jade when she was first born. At already 70 years old, that was no mean feat, I can tell you. However, we could always guarantee that whenever we couldn't get Jade to sleep, moments later she'd be snoring away in her Gran's arms. And of course, today she's very much in our hearts. Thanks, Gran. Yes. Delightful. And also a quick mention to my dad, who is also unable to attend. He sends his love and congratulations to a happy couple. All of you today are special to us, and I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for making the effort to attend the wedding. I know how much Jade and Sam appreciate you all taking the time to be here to create the perfect wedding, and it's been absolutely amazing. Basically, I've loved Jade from the very first moment she was born. Her early years filled us with overwhelming joy. She began to quickly show us even then she had the powerful lungs of a would-be singer, particularly at night when we were trying to get to sleep. As a child, Jade was always a delight to be with and made friends very easily, but at the same time would be quite content on her own, playing with a Barbie doll in the bath.
That's true. I still am.
Usually meticulously combing the doll's hair, which meant Mum and Dad regularly trying to unblock the plug hole of the unwanted doll's hair afterwards. And to be honest, the bath's never been the same since. It's more like a jacuzzi now, it just never goes. Jade first showed her love for singing when we were driving her mum to work. Helen used to work all over the place, and usually Saturday and Sunday we'd all jump in the car, strap Jade in the back in a little baby seat, and we'd drop Mum off, and on the way back I'd usually, well, you would start it, probably she'd way better singing, but I'd just get her to sing. You know, she'd be sitting in a little baby seat, and we'd start singing. By the time she was 3, she was already out singing my weedy little voice, and that basically means probably why I'm so deaf now, because she had such a loud voice at the time. Anyway, so this progressed through Jade's first solo at 7 in her school nativity play. She played the angel Gabriel. Didn't tell her it was a boy. A year later, she got promoted to Mary. Personally, I don't think you get any better than that, except for ABBA. By the time she was 10, she knew all the ABBA hits note for note and word for word. Music was a major part of her life. As a teenager, she was already playing guitar, piano, double bass, and of course, the obligatory recorder. I loved every second I spent helping her to learn those instruments in whatever way I could. Nothing matches the joy of a parent hearing their child playing a concert. Whether it's annihilating Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the recorder in primary school, or playing Stevie Wonder to thousands of people at the Royal Albert Hall. Yeah. Jade decided to study at Leeds College of Music, where she made some lasting and much cherished friendships, and met somebody who would eventually become her husband. In fact, Sam was the first person we met when driving to find Joseph Stone's house, which is where Jade would stay for the first academic year. Just so happened on the way, I unfortunately lost my bearings, that we were lucky that Sam was walking nonchalantly around the corner with a perfectly groomed side parting that would put even Johnny Greenwood of Radiohead to shame. He very helpfully pointed where to go, which actually was only a little way around the corner, wasn't it? It seems that the stars were aligned that day because I got a very nervous phone call from Jade a few months later. She asked me not to get mad and said that she had met someone. A short while later, we arranged to drive up to Leeds to meet Sam and have dinner. We were both glad to meet him, with still his perfectly formed side party, and found that we both got on well together, and more importantly, my little one was very happy. Some years later, in 2019, we received a phone call from Sam. So yeah, it was a bit strange. We had a phone call from Sam, but it was to our landline. So I decided to start talking about the stress of having building work done. Not letting Sam get a word in edgeways. He very calmly waited for me to run out of steam, which took a while as I was on a roll. He then very nervously asked if we were happy for him to ask Jade to marry him. Yeah. They were going to New York for a summer holiday, and he would ask her there. This had two effects. One, it put our building work worries into perspective. Two, more importantly, we were thrilled he had explained to us his cunning plan and that he had already had an engagement ring secretly made. It all sounded very romantic, and it proved to us his love for Jade. Wonderful. Her cousins, aunties and uncles have always welcomed Jade into their hearts. They too have had a massive effect on Jade's life, whether it's tiny words of wisdom or just being happy to listen to her. She knows she is very fortunate to have you all here today as well. I'd like to make two very special mentions. My mum, who very sadly passed away in 2001, Jade had very little time to get to know her, I'm afraid. But I know my mum would be really, really overjoyed to see her granddaughter this happy. Also, my stepmother, Juliet, who passed away in 2016, a very intelligent and caring woman. She'd do everything she could to spend time with Jade. Apparently, as father of the bride, I'm supposed to offer some parting words of wisdom to the bride and groom. Jade and Sam, as you start your life together, realise that what you have is very special and that you should never take it for granted. I know everyone in this room wishes you all the happiness in the world. And with that, I would like to ask you all to stand, if you can, and raise your glasses in a toast to the happy couple, Jade and Sam. Jade and Sam, everybody. Cheers.
Congratulations, Sam and Jade. Thanks so much for having us here today. It's a lovely day out, lots of nice people, wonderful food. So yeah, wishing you all the best. Thanks for having us.
Congratulations!
We hope you've had the best day.
You two beautiful humans.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Hope you had a wicked day. We've really enjoyed it. Yeah. The weather's held up and it's been lovely. All the best to the future, and we love you.
So, good afternoon everyone, thanks so much for coming. Jade and I, sorry I should say my wife and I. We're very happy to welcome you to our wedding today. Thank you, Martin, for your lovely speech. I got a frantic call from Martin the other day saying his speech had disappeared from his laptop. I don't know what the first one was like, but that one surely was better because that was brilliant, so thank you very much. I'm going to dive straight in, so I hope your glasses are all full. There's lots of people here today without whom this wouldn't have been possible. And if you're playing that drinking game where you have to drink every time you hear the words thank you, then you're in serious trouble, so prepare yourselves. Hope everyone had plenty of tapas. So first, thank you to my parents. Helen and Ian. Not only did they raise me and continue to support me, but they remain my inspiration. My parents have given me one of the best examples of how to be a happy married couple. A couple who supports each other, respects each other, and most importantly, loves each other. They are my North Star. It goes without saying that I'm the man I am today because of them. And although I never became a great footballer, much to my dad's disappointment, they encouraged my other passions in life, which was chiefly music. Mum didn't know what she did when, at 6 years old, she encouraged me to take up the recorder. And then when I was 13, took me to my first gig, which was The Darkness, by the way. They suffered through many a moody teenage year of screamo, emo, new metal, and something called grindcore, coming out of my bedroom without much complaint, but luckily that was just a phase. Dad told me he was over the moon when he heard Jimi Hendrix coming through the walls instead of Linkin Park. So, Dad's actually given me a few pearls of wisdom in my life, but one of them is particularly pertinent here. Just before I went to university, we all went out for a meal, and after a few glasses of wine, Dad looked at me wistfully and said, recounted his days as a young student. He said, "Son, whatever you do, when you go to uni, don't get a girlfriend." So, naturally, I completely ignored his advice, and in my first week, I met Jade. Despite what your parents say, they don't always know best. Mum saw the writing on the wall when I came back home from uni a few weeks later and asked if I could bring my friend Jade to stay. And Mum asked if Jade was a special friend, and I confessed that yes, she was a special friend, and still is as well. But ever since that day, they've taken Jade in as their own. Mum, Dad, I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. So a toast to my mum and dad. Yeah. Next, my in-laws, Martin and Helen. So with Jade being their only child, the apple of their eye, their pride and joy, becoming such a big part of their life, a big part of her life could have been a daunting task. But Martin and Helen made me feel welcome from the family, as part of the family from the get-go. They've done everything that great parents do. They've given me somewhere to stay, fed me lots of delicious Chinese food, given me lifts, attended gigs, been incredibly generous, and even managed to convince me to have less sugar in my tea. So appreciate that. I decided after I finished university to move down to the Big Smoke, that there London, or as people around these parts call it, how much? But needless to say, it wasn't easy. I was being paid minimum wage in a crap job, crap flat in a crap part of the city. But I've been down there for almost 10 years now. It's safe to say I wouldn't have been able to make it if it wasn't for Helen and Martin's support. Having their support enabled me to move into slightly less crap flats in slightly less crap parts of London. And a few years ago, thanks to their help and my parents' help, we were able to move into our own flat in Hymes Park, where we still live happily today. Helen and Martin, I can see so much of you in Jade. Her musical talent, her charm, her determination, and her strong sense of what's right and wrong. Thank you for everything you've done for us. I feel honoured to become part of your family. Ganchi. So to Martin and Helen, a toast. Next up, my best man and my ushers who had died around here. When someone at the place we both worked mentioned that someone just like you has started. He's called Sam, plays in a band, he's from the Midlands and he supports Nottingham Forest. I was like, that's weird, but it sounds like a winning combination. And then my next thought was, probably going to hate this guy. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. But through a combination of tragedy, celebration, time, and more than a few beers, we've become extremely close. I find it almost impossible to pick a best man. I'm very lucky to have many close friends. But I knew Sam would do an incredible job, and so he has. Lee, Nay, Harry, Z, Peachy, Moen, I feel very lucky to have you all as mates. You've all always been there for both my wife and I, and I'm sure you'll continue to be with us for the future. So to the best man and the groomsmen, cheers. Yeah. I told Jade she should avoid picking such good-looking bridesmaids. You want to look good on your wedding day. But she ignored my advice, which I'd never recommend, and I think luckily she scrubbed up okay, so I think she's just about got away with it. She pulled it off, it's fine. But I think everyone can agree you all look absolutely fabulous. As with my groomsmen, I'm very lucky to count Lois, Sean, Louisa, Belle and Chelsea amongst my good friends, and Catherine's an alright sister, I suppose, as well. For instance, Sean could have just as easily been one of my groomsmen or groomswomen. We already skipped on having a wedding in a church and we didn't want to upset the traditionalists too much, so I thought we'd skip that one as well. But thank you, all of you, for throwing Jade a fantastic hen-do and keeping us sane in a stressful time, especially Lois, who has been Jade's rock long before I came along. So, to the bridesmaids. Yay! A few other people I have to mention here have made today possible. My sister Catherine and Jade's cousins Leigh and Vivian for doing such lovely readings in the ceremony. Steph Murphy for doing these incredible illustrations you see on your table here. That's Steph just there, by the way. Sue, Mum and Auntie Alison for growing and arranging all of these amazing flowers. No florist has done this is just all grown in Mum's garden and stuff, so it's incredible. Thank you, Sean, for singing so beautifully in the ceremony. So a toast to everyone that's helped to make today happen. Cheers. Finally, thank you to you all. You've come from Canada, New York, Spain, and Hucknall. It's not been an easy journey to get here, metaphorically at least, but we made it. So thank you to all of you. I'm going to make you do it again. Cheers. Thanks. I want to especially mention our good friend Al, who would have been one of my groomsmen today. He sadly passed away a few years ago, but was a very important person in mine and Jade's life. So I'd like to take this opportunity to raise a glass to the people we're missing today. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Now on to my beautiful wife. Some quick numbers for you. Jade and I have been together for 13 years. We've been engaged for 4 years, and we've been trying to have this wedding for 2 years. I hope you can all agree, though, so far I think it's been worth the wait. When I'm an old man, I'll be able to look back on this summer 2022, and I can say that was one of the best years of my life. Because in my lifetime, I can honestly say I never thought I'd see Nottingham Forest Football Club get promoted to the Premier League. Jade, the way we met was relatively straightforward. I thought she looked fit in her Facebook photo. I added her on MSN. Yes, we've been together for that long. I made sure I was the first person Jade saw and helped her move in when she pulled up to the uni halls. Our university had the highest percentage of males in the entire country, 75%. So I had to move fast. But if you'll allow me to get sentimental for a moment, I fell in love with Jade 13 years ago, but I still fall in love with her all over again on a regular basis. When I hear her sing, when she eats something she really likes and she shakes her fists like this. Or the time I took her to a Nick Cave gig, she said she didn't want to go, couldn't be bothered. But after dragging her there, I turned around during the first song, saw tears streaming down her face, completely overcome with emotion. And it certainly happened again today. Jade, you look absolutely beautiful. I love you. Toast to the bride. Cheers.
Congratulations, Sam Jade.
We're so happy for you. We are really glad that this day has come, and we're so proud of you for finding each other and starting your lives together.
Well done, Jess, and hope Jade gets better at washing up.
See.
Oh, see. Sam, good job on the speech. You nailed it. It was very lovely to see you guys getting married.
Thank you for having us as part of your special day. It's been amazing.
Thanks, Sam and Jade, for inviting us to your wedding. I know it's been a long time coming. We've loved it to bits. Hope we have a long and happy future together. And thank you for the weather.
Congratulations, Sam and Jade. So glad to welcome Jade into the family. She's such a lovely girl, and I'm so happy for you both.
Congrats. I'm about to do my speech. Hopefully it goes down well. Hope you like it. I really hope you like it. Well done on being married, by the way. That's great. That's definitely all I'm thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about myself. Definitely not thinking about myself. Well done. Congrats.
Sammy Hughes, the best man.
We did. We finally made it. We're here after an unfortunate delay. But for once, I won't blame the delay on the pandemic. We've had enough of that. I'll blame it instead on Sam taking 13 years to create the ultimate wedding playlist. These two are both my best friends. Which means that, Jade, you haven't escaped that easily. You are also included in what's to come. As Sam mentioned, we have a lot in common. We both met at our old work under the notion of meeting our own personality mirror image. I also shared the same air of trepidation as meeting somebody just like you. Fortunately for me, I was meeting the slightly older, grumpier, and generally less coordinated version. We sized each other up and tried to outquiz each other on music, tried to outquiz each other on Nottingham Forest trivia. Eventually, we set about our quest to prove that the East Midlands-born, Nottingham Forest-supporting, guitar-playing, spicy food-loving, random fact-storing and generally quite boring Sam experiment was a great success. We continue to have our Sam meetings on a regular basis, preferably over beer or pizza, and frequently yelling liquid football at each other to great amusement. I first met Jade with my fiancée Steph at a barbecue at their house in Walthamstow. Sam had offered these cremated halloumi barbecue things and a beer that hadn't quite been in the fridge long enough before we were saved. This small, dark-haired, very coolly dressed ball of energy arrived in the kitchen with a very enthusiastic, slightly tipsy, sun-glazed voice and declared, "Babes, I've been waiting so long to meet you. What's that you're drinking?" We had an amazing time meeting Jade, this incredibly intelligent, very talented, very kind woman who loves guitars, loves films, fantastic boots, loves silly voices and late night snacks. Safe to say we became great friends very quickly. I saw Sam at work a few days later, and Sam had let slip that night before falling asleep, Jade had said, "I like those two. They'll be our friends now." Yeah, luckily we get to hang out a lot, and some of the best nights are your gigs. It's a pleasure to see you both perform. From when we were first hanging out, years ago, and I got to see you both perform in Longteeth. Jade with Dolls. Then Gold Baby. Big Sea Creature. Rich Parents. Of course, your solo work. The solo years. And of course, the projects that are yet to be created. You two are quite the power couple. Like Johnny Cash and June Carter. Ad Rock and Kathleen Hanna. Ben Affleck and J-Lo. Sorry. From the bottom of my heart, you two are two of the most important artists in my life. And you always will be. You both never fail to inspire me and all of us with your talent and your joy and your devotion. Please never stop. The last few years have been, in particular, have been very difficult for a lot of people. And you both are not without your tough times. And yet you both still manage to be very happy and creative, and you look out for each other. You do so much for all of us, all of your friends, without wanting anything in return. And that is a wonderful and rare trait. And that's why we're all so happy to be here and celebrate you both today. So cheers. Cheers. Thank you. Lastly, I'll take this moment to say something nice to Sam directly. As the second member of the Forest supporting guitar playing Sams. Moving to a new city, starting a new job, and not knowing anyone is a tough thing. And we've looked out for each other in some tough and tragic times. But it's in those moments where your true friends show themselves. And you and Jade always show yourself. I'm blessed to have you as my best mate. And I couldn't be happier for you both. I know you'll take really good care of each other and continue on your unique adventure together. So, with that, please be upstanding. Raise a glass to the newly Asbury Ellens.